Hi, Tehani. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Before we start, could you tell us a little bit more about yourself and Bloomberg to give us like some kind of basic idea?
Sure. So my name is Tehani Pereira, and then I cover entry-level recruiting for APAC at the moment. And maybe I can start with sharing more about the company first. Mm-hmm. So Bloomberg is the world's leading financial information provider. And any bank or any institution in the finance industry would have a Bloomberg terminal. So we essentially bring transparency to the markets.
Cool. So the reason that I initially reached out to you is because I saw so many like Korean speaking positions at Bloomberg. So I was wondering like, why do you need to hire Korean speaking positions? And, tell us a little bit more about the demands there.
Sure. So Korea is one of our fastest growing markets at the moment. So we try our best to provide the same product that I told you about, the Bloomberg terminal, to our clients in Korea as well. And for us at Bloomberg, I would say customer service is absolutely key. And that's how we differentiate ourselves from other competitors too. How that kind of plays into a part here is when a client has a question about the Bloomberg terminal, whether it's about the functionality or sales or the technical support aspect of things, we want to make sure that we're assisting them in the language of their choice. Mm-hmm. And in this case, if they want to be assisted in Korean, we want to make sure that we provide that service in that language. Mm-hmm. And that is why in key support roles, including sales, we need to make sure that we have Korean speakers covering it.
Right. So in terms of like supporting the customer, so I saw some of the positions like analysts and sales. For those kind of like roles, could you let us know what kind of skill sets are most required except the language skill?
So the key role that we're hiring actively at the moment would be for financial product sales and analytics. Mm-hmm. I know it's a mouthful, but essentially it's like almost like a rotational program where you first join in analytics and then you move on to our terminal sales teams. So in terms of qualifications, either a bachelor's degree or relevant work experience, we don't really look for a specific degree by any means. If you have relevant experience, that's perfectly fine. Strong interest in financial markets is an absolute plus. You need to have that, regardless of the background. So even in my case, I studied civil engineering, actually, which has nothing to do with finance. So I'm perfectly fine, regardless of what background you're from, but you have to be able to showcase a strong interest in the financial markets. Some of the other things I would say is critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, ability to work under pressure, and multitasking is very important because you'll be helping clients over the phone, plus over a chat system as well, and you're handling multiple clients' queries at the same time. So multitasking is absolutely essential. And of course, experience in customer service.
Some of them were curious, like non-Korean speaking positions, because like a lot of them are international Koreans, and then they say, hey, I speak English pretty fine. I can just apply for, whatever available positions. Could you tell us like, what kind of like sector you're focusing on hiring?
For our entry-level roles, it's mainly, three main departments, I would say, mostly in the support side of things. Analytics, financial product sales and analytics is one of the key roles. The other one I would say is in global data, the market data analyst role. And the last one that I would highlight is in global customer support. And the reason why we have a higher demand for these roles now is because we are hiring you now to help you grow into the roles that we will need in the company 2 to 3 years' time.
Right.
At the same time, 95% of these roles that I just mentioned need specific language skills and not just English. And again, that's because of business needs.
Yeah, speaking of the language skills, I guess that you guys are open for visa sponsorship. Is that for all positions, or do you have any requirements to sponsor the visa?
We absolutely do sponsor visa for international students. I mean, I myself, when I started, I was an international student myself, so I know the pain that some students have to go through because of this.
Really? Oh, yeah, I thought you were Singaporean.
No, I'm not, actually. I just came here to Singapore to study only.
Okay.
But so for internship positions, we don't offer visas, but for all full-time positions, we do. But again, it's not something that we can guarantee because it's up to the immigration laws of the country.